only station.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks, awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome.
My fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight with a grateful heart, but with the utmost respect for the democratic process that has defined our nation. As your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections held on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nima is in a lead that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nima to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia, through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote.
Following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks, awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome.
My fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight with a grateful heart, but with the utmost respect for the democratic process that has defined our nation. As your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections held on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka is in a league that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nyimabuaka to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise. The Liberian people have spoken, and we have heard their voice. However, the closeness of the result revealed a deep division within our country. As we transition to the new administration, we must be vigilant to the dangers of division and work together to find common ground.
Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. It was a lesson for Africa. We need to learn from Liberia. We need to know that elections take place regularly, and if you are beaten, you hand over peacefully and hope for better luck next time. And we thank Liberia and we salute the courage of President George Weah. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. It was a lesson for Africa. We need to learn from Liberia. We need to know that elections take place regularly, and if you are beaten, you hand over peacefully and hope for better luck next time. And we thank Liberia and we salute the courage of President George Weah.
If the executive branch sends their officers here and their members here to testify before them, if the executive branch sends police here to brutalize their colleagues. Right now, Honorable Luther Collins is in the hospital. They use baton on him. Okay, they use tear gas on some members. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? Why is the police? You go in every corner of the world, and you can see all over Parliament, they'll be throwing chairs at each other. Do you see police there? Oh, this is Liberia. And the executive branch must be free from complicity in this treasonous plot. Of course, I'm disappointed. Of course, I'm extremely disappointed. We have numerous times registered to the executive branch that the rule of law must prevail. If they are not clear, they need to go ask the Supreme Court what the Supreme Court meant. But I suspect that everyone is clear what is meant here. What is happening is politics in its worst form and its tyranny.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
People, thank you so very kindly that you join us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 9th day of December 2024. We've got the issues to talk about from Mystery Liberia, typical culture, a country where no rule of law any longer, a country where it has become now men and no more the rule of law. Get started. You know where we are. The country is hard. Things have gone haywire, and it will even get worse than you think it is now. The economy is down. You're not going to get a dime from now if you are, or if your pa or your man, the government employee working for government, everything going to go into the new year called 2025, because what is happening on Capitol Hill, don't expect anything to happen anytime soon. So we are giving you money for the season and beyond the season, which is 10,000 from the 3 wise men jackpot on Kings 88.5. Play and play as many times before we can reach the halfway of this show. We must have at most, yes, even if you can play, if we can reach 10,000, it'll be okay. 10,000 person play and 10,000 up for grabs as many times. You can win 10,000 3, 4, 5 times in one day, or 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Just play wherever you are. Play, just play. And as you play, you will have money in your pocket. You will never get broke. Don't overlook it. The country is hard. This is the quickest and fastest way by which you can get dollars into your pocket. If you're depending on the government, if your father or your mother, your uncle or your aunt, whoever working in government, and you're waiting for government to pay so they will buy your Christmas clothes or put money in your pocket, that is a lie. You're living with what the Englishmen call illusion. It's not going to happen, because everything is scattered. Everything is upside down. So you're going to wait. In the process of waiting, listen, God in heaven, you will pray from now until judgment day. God will never, ever answer your prayer. If you're waiting, oh, Father, and please let the government pay my man and my pastor so they will get money. That prayer, God will never answer it. Because you know what? He said, I gave you knowledge so that you will get money. Money. And what is that? He said, just play the 3 wise men jackpot on Kings FM, and then you get money in your pocket than to be waiting for government to pay your man or pa or whoever that is in government. So play dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1. 50 cents US, and no doubt you will win 10,000. You will have 10,000 in your pocket. 10,000, so much money. If you play 4, 5 times in 30 minutes time, there's every certainty that you will have 30 or 40,000 in your pocket. It is set. God said it already. Stop that praying. Stop the wish. Wish goes with action. Praying goes with action. Hope goes with action. There is nothing achievable or nothing you can achieve without applying effort. If you will just live on hope, faith, how do you call the other one? It's not going to work. So play as many times as you can play. Let's do it. Before I can reach the halfway mark, let's have a real number. If 10,000 persons can play, that will be good. And you're going to get real money. You're going to be bluffing all over the place. Remember now, we just got a few days into the Christmas, so few days. Today is the 9th. We're going small. Don't check. Don't tune. This is how you get your 10,000 in your pocket. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Then you play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then your money is in your account as many times. Let's do it. Let's move to the acknowledgement, and then we talk. I thought to talk about some issues that unfolded today. Apart from Capitol Hill, there are other issues that unfolded which are very germane, the worth sharing with you analytically. But given the severity of the situation at the House of Representatives, I thought to subordinate those, not that they are not very significant, they are, but we'll talk about them. So please forgive me. Let's give this more attention. And you know the reason? Because the country is at war. Everything has broken down in this country. This country is in a big shamble. A shamble. Everything has gone and is still going haywire. The government is confused. The government is confused. We have no government in place. We have no government in place. They say when the center can no longer hold what happened, there is a crisis. There's every possibility of a breakdown. Now, what is the center? The center is the legislature. The melting pot of governance is the legislature. That's why the crafters of governance, they place the legislature as the first branch of government. It is that government that holds the two branches of government. That is why they are in the middle. They are not at the front. Forget about the word first. They're in the middle. That is why everything starts with them and ends with them. So where they are right now, they are in tatters. What does that mean? The center is in holding and there is a shutdown. The government is in a complete crack. The government is in a crack. Huh? All right. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that as quickly as we can. But once let's do the acknowledgement, then let's see those of you who have come on. You've been waiting before we could even come on. Thank you ever so much. That is so good of you. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see those of you who are following already. Lawrence Instructor, you've come on from Abidjan. That's the Ivory Coast, neighboring Ivory Coast. The people there are ashamed of us. They are discussing us here. Miguel Jide Naklin, you've come on from the Philippines. You are following from the Philippines. That's good. Blessing Jacob Dole from GSA Row, Zena Hill Community, A Valley Cora, Banjul, the Gambia. You are following from Philip Blamo, Nima County. David Gifler, you come on from Mandra Market, Waterside. Solo Wat Corsia, as usual, from your comfort zone, New Georgia. Estate, you said this is Liberia. Yes, this is Liberia. The rule of law, we're getting there. Okay, good comment. Miguel, I recognize you. That's Bayer Joshua from GSA Road District 6. Moses Lake from Kak City. Statutory member of the show. Good to have you on. Salia Lasana Conan. You didn't say where you're watching from, but it's good to have you on. CDC Papi Sources Keita for Life. Dupont Row. And Murphy Heenan. You are following from District 9. District 9, you said where one of the best lawmakers live. Representative Francis Afoko. Good. If you can promote your lawmaker, who will? Navarus M, you've come on from Toronto, Canada. Joshua Quiga, you're following from Painesville City. Jerome Weah, from Massachusetts, the United States of America, Sylvester Science Senior from Pennsylvania, also the United States, Ferencine Wonye from Boston, Massachusetts, Asada Miller from Red Light, Precious Dakukai from where you're following, say Tinkers Village, Soya Beach Community, Jackson C. Pony, I am Factory Block C, and you say you are following from your intellectual center as usual, Block 13, and your chairman is Romancio, affectionately referred to as Kenny Boy. Good. What a good place. Who else? Who else have come on? William K. Sumawulu. You've come on from York, Stanton Island, the United States of America. William D. Down from Weah District, Grand Bassa County. Okay. Jackson C. Punin. Okay, you just recognize you. You appear 2 times. Gabriel Ma, you and your family, you said you people are listening to the radio. Thank you ever so much for coming on. All right, we can get all the names. You are coming in like sea wave. We've got a couple of things to talk about. I said there are other things I thought to share with you because if we're not careful, many of you, you're being victimized every day. You're going through it. You're crying. There's insecurity, but you continue to force it. You risk your life. We'll talk about that. I beg you, please. We'll talk about that hopefully tomorrow. It's still fresh. But given what unfolded today, it's too strong to subordinate for other issues. I beg you. So what we're going to do, as you continue to play the King's 3 Wise Men jackpot, play as many times as you can. We will focus on the dreadful, heavy-handed, overstepping, inhumane, diabolical act of the police. And you can safely say, you will be 100% right. You can confidently say, Joe Boakai Police, Unity Party Police, you will be 100% right. You know why? They said it 6 years ago. They use it as a political weapon. Use it too as a political weapon against them. You are 100% right. God said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Meaning, if you want anybody to insult you, don't be the first to insult. Because when you insult, you empower them to insult you in return. So, if you can call them Boakai Police, call them. You call them Unity Party Police, yes, that's who they are. They are Unity Party Police. The security in this country is not independent. The security in this country, they are subservient. They lost every essence and value of professionalism. 2, whenever you have a problem, I beg you, try to solve it as best as you people can amongst yourselves. Never ever make the attempt to run to anybody called police officer. They have lost their essence, they have lost their value, they have lost their integrity. Don't give into anything called police community, police, how they can call it? Police community, community policing. Don't give. No disrespect to them, but what we have seen over the time and continue to see, it means that you can rely, you can trust the police because they can stoop for anything. Once you can put $2 or $3 or $5 or $10 make available, the police ready. Just make few dollars available and say, police, you brutalized that man. The police ready. They'll brutalize that person. Today, I'm not going to talk about that thing, that prank that comedy, that thing they call budget hearing, that prank. All the people who went down there, listen, they're just telling us truly that, yes, we have a puppet of a president called Joseph Yuma Boaka, a Nebuchadnezzar. They are telling him that he's the president, they recognize him as the president, but since he tried to present himself in a way, a manner, they as educated people, they will just flow along. So when anything happens, they can move as quickly as possible and he will be inside. That is why the president has to be farsighted. He thinks that these people running there, quote unquote, budget hearing, that they love him so much. They're only exacerbating the situation in Liberia so that when something happens, they are not the ones who are going to bear the brunt. They are not the ones who are going to feel the pain. He is the one who will feel it because the expression goes, Joseph Yuma Boaka government. 6 years ago, these people who are in power were saying, George, we are government. So fast forward, they are referring to you now as Joseph Boaka government. If sanction is headed towards this country, they'll say Joseph Boaka government. So sit down there, act like you so clever for the 2 years experience, but dull of a leader. You allow this kind of thing to happen, and you are the president. Anything happen, they will not say the legislature. We're only talking senator or legislators because of the way it's going. But who has the ultimate goal? Who has the ultimate responsibility? Who the burden on to ensure that this thing is brought under control? You, Mr. President. You. But since you choose not to do it, well, then accept every other thing. Since you choose not to. Oh, yes. So it is the police. My discussion is purely on the police. Then we move to something else. In the meantime, this break.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Thanks for the understanding. So the police was heavy-handed today. They intentionally, willfully, unregrettably, with the approval of the authority of the police and the executive, beat people at the legislature. They even beat representatives. After evading, do you know what the police did and what they have been doing over the time is wrong? But again, we will accept that and say they are right because the guys over there had always put themselves at the begging of the executive. So it's good for them, but that's for another time. They evaded. What they did today was wrong. You can't do that in any country. You see why Liberia is like this? You see why this country is revolving instead of expanding? Do you know that place has lost now its honorability and sanctity? The lawmakers themselves, they desecrated that place. They think they are right because they want power or they feel that they have the power. But nobody going forth going to respect them over there and respect that place. That place has lost its essence, lost its value, is desecrated. Nothing. They themselves did that. What is the gravity of that situation that you will call in the police? Now the police evaded. Not only did the police evade, but the police took side by preventing people from the speaker's block from entering the Capitol building and allowing the guys from the majority block to enter for a budget hearing. I don't know how to describe that, but I don't think children playing in the yard and have misunderstanding, they will ever stop their colleagues from going. Then you have big men and women, people who say they are educated men and women, they call themselves honorable, allow themselves to be used that way by calling in the police in their office and then told the police, don't allow these people to come in. The police too, without using their discretion, heeded, evaded another branch of government with no remorse whatsoever, enter the building itself and beat on lawmakers. I want to believe if they had said, you kill them, they were ready to open fire to shoot. That's the kind of police we have. Yeah, you see that. I want to believe, I'm convinced, if they have ever received some kind of instruction, they were ready to open fire. That's what they demonstrated today. Instead of staying outside, what you want to do, what we see in other countries, the police were staying outside, they were barricaded, but they will not move in the compound itself with guns and go into the chambers or the offices of those people. They will not even enter the corridor and prevent lawmakers from entering their own office, their right, the place they were elected to sit and do the people business. They will never. You know why? They've never. We have seen it all around, because it is not their responsibility. Their responsibility is to protect from outside. They have their limitation. They have their perimeter that they can't go beyond. In this case, that's what we expected of the police. Since you are responsible for law and order to protect property and life, you want to stay. You want to stay outside the fence and build your buffer there so that there will be no problem. Those who go inside, whether from majority or from minority, you allow them to move. Staffers present their identification card to convince you that they are employee, and then they can go in. Those without identification card, fine. Then you can prevent them from going, because the situation is fluid. So you want to know who going inside and who ought not to go, so that they don't get mixed up with different people that will call something. Because when they say protecting life, it's not only when you have crisis or the police running. It's also using your discretion to know who goes in with certainty and who you are not setting off. Because it's possible When you allow the lawmakers moving in and other people moving along, some people can get into their mess and you don't know. So I thought they were going to be meticulous enough. They were going to be discretionary enough. Staying outside the fence because Capitol building is in a fence. The building is not vulnerable. The building is in a fence. So you could mount or instruct your men to be at the gate on the side of the University of Liberia bypass, and then on the other side of the executive mansion, you put your guys around there. And with lawmakers going in, it is not the police responsibility. Under no condition, nobody can tell us in this country the police right. The police 100% wrong, and that's the dullest thing to ever do. The people have the right. Their conflict has got nothing to do with the police, and the police got nothing to do with their conflict. It's eternal. It's internal. All the police needed to do is to prevent what they may see as potential chaos. So they are serving as buffer and not side taker. They're only there to look, to watch and see, using their discretion, using their farsightedness. That's all. If they sense anything that they're not satisfied with, they can move in to neutralize that situation. If there is a tension rising, given how they see it, they can move in to pacify the situation. There is nowhere in the law all around the world that says if you are police, if you are military, only your responsibility is to use force. Only in Liberia we see that thing. Every little thing, police ready to use force. Police ready to use force. Everything heavy-handed. You people know all that thing. People came here, they start killing people until we went through war. Some of you people were running. Some of you people from the 1990s, you stay around. You ran away from the place. You say you're police people. You say you used to be beating people when the rebels and king. Why are you instead to face them? That the armless citizens, vulnerable people, you can exercise your strength on. Nonsense of people call themselves police officers. What you did today was wrong. And you expect that nobody should talk about it. You think you're right. And you know what that sends across? Listen, summary reports about to be released on this government. If the United States government and other governments around the world don't speak today, before this weekend, you will hear something. And I'm sure of the American government, and they are compiling their reports. You're going to hear summary reports. Your situational reports, rather. You're going to hear situational reports about Liberia, about the situation in this country from every aspect. You're going to hear it. Just so you know, at 4 o'clock, we face one of the politicians in Liberia, Ayuba Soare. If he comes, fine. If he doesn't, we've loaded to take us to the close of the show. The police was very rude, very unruly, reckless, inhumane, diabolical. And then you call that. How are you rescue now? You say you rescue, so you rescue to harm, you rescue to kill the people you rescue. Then you engage in inhumane, diabolical acts, and you call that rescue. After you are rescued, you will use your discretion in situation. What the police did was wrong. Since this crisis started at the house, the police took side. They will provide all the security. They left the Speaker of the House of Representatives vulnerable. All of them, they took more than 500 security LMP people assigned them to the Mickey Mouse puppet of a speaker called himself Richard Kuhn. He said he's speaker. If I Richard Kuhn, I will resign. I found to go do order. No parliamentary proceeding was followed. Then he said he's speaker. What kind of police? Anywhere that cities that they used to say CDC police. So you call them United Party police. You call them Joe Bwaka police. Don't be afraid. They will not arrest you. They did the same thing here for 6 years. They were moving from radio station to radio station. They even say they will never ever recognize. They will never call Weah as they will call Weah president. They used to say George Weah. That now they want you must say Joe Bwaka. They used to curse Weah. They curse Weah man. Curse Weah power. Curse Weah whole generation. They did not know that it was unethical. They did not know that Weah is older. But when you say Joe Bwaka, then they say that elderly man. Elderly man, then you go sit down. You can't get involved in politics because politics is no respecter of a person, especially aggressive politics. It's no respecter of a person. It doesn't go with age. It got no respect except you conduct yourself right. Continue to play the 3 wise men jackpot. Let's reach up to 10,000. Dial star 7 9 9 star 100 hatch and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000. Let's continue to play. As many times as you play, you have the possibility of getting your 10,000. If you don't play, you will not have money. If you play and play many times, you will have. So before I close on this police dreadful action, let's hit the ceiling of 10,000. We can make it. Huh? That's what I want to share with you. The police taking side. It's shameful. It's disgraceful. Not representative of the government that said they were going to uphold the rule of law, good governance. Everything that Bwaka said prior to coming, Bwaka messed up everything. Apparently, it seems that he has forgotten what he said. Probably he can't remember again. I think God needs to help him. Just like it's going to be in the tribulation. They will give you your senses back so that you remember everything that you said and did. Because he has aged now. He has aged, so he can remember certain things. He doesn't know that he's on record. Everything that he promised, everything that he said, look how he has conducted himself in less than a year. Less than a year, he messed up everything that he said. Nothing significant, no significant contribution he has made tangibly. You use 12 good months to go after one man, to lie about bosses, lie about scholarship, lie about NASCAR, lie about everything. Just take 12 good years. Then the people say, okay, since you're making more, let me carry you around. Come, go, we're going to launch. Then I say, President Joseph Yima Bwaka at 10 o'clock will be launching. President Bwaka will be at the launching ceremony. Well, 1 year, they just use 1 year carrying him around. Nothing significant. He used 1 year with hate against Fonati Kofa. Didn't I tell you people that Bwaka had never ever been comfortable with Fonati Kofa? Didn't I tell you people from the first day? What Bwaka did going to Fonati Kofa's house when it got burned, it was a pretense. He only went there to say, good, it's just starting. At least you're seeing the first sign of a downfall. He has never ever been comfortable. He never ever wanted Fonati Kofa. But when Fonati Kofa got elected, you saw the reaction. You saw it. You didn't see all of the signs. You didn't see the reaction. You didn't see what came from Unity Party, lawmakers, how they were reacting. You didn't see how Richard Kuhn was vexed. Richard Kuhn never ever greeted or congratulated Fonati, because he was vexed why Fonati Kofa should become speaker. And immediately after that, they had a meeting. Braga never ever. Braga has a hate for Fonati Kofa. That's why Kofa has to be careful. And he confirmed the dev the dev thread that came out. Fonati confirmed it. Where is it? Let me get to it. He confirmed it. Where is it? Listen to him. He talked about that. But first, other issues, the way the police conducted themselves, what the guys are doing. Then he answered that question. It was asked him about the death threat. Yes, the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
There is a conscious effort to ignore Supreme Court and defy the Supreme Court ruling. The disappointing part is we see members of the executive and we see the police brutalizing lawmakers, which is an indication that the so-called absentee lawmakers are getting aid and comfort from the executive branch in this treasonous plot. It is very unfortunate. It is not the right thing for our democracy. We call on all sides to step back, obey the rule of law, obey the precepts of the Supreme Court, who is the neutral arbiter. Now, there have been attempts to nuance the decision of the Supreme Court. Let me say this as a well-trained lawyer. The Supreme Court said a sitting of the plenary of the House of Representatives is composed of the simple majority, as in Article 33, and the Speaker, as in Article 49. And the Supreme Court went on to say, any sitting or action that emanates from there, not in conformity with 33 and 49, is beyond the scope of our legal authority and not cognizable at law. That is very simple and that is very clear. We put out our reconciliatory statement last Friday. We will continue to encourage our members to come and sit together, let us reason together, and let the chips fall where they may.
Did you receive any threat?
No, I'm not going to say I received a threat from Nima County. We received a threat last night, and the joint security is involved. That is very simple and that is very clear. We put out our reconciliatory statement last Friday. We will continue to encourage our members to come and sit together, let us reason together, and let the chips fall where they may.
Did you receive any threat?
No, I'm not going to say I received a threat from Nima County. We received a threat last night, and the joint security is investigating that. Not cognizable at law. That is very simple and that is very clear. We put out our reconciliatory statement last Friday. We will continue to encourage our members to come and sit together, let us reason together, and let the chips fall where they may.
Did you receive any threat?
No, I'm not going to say I received a threat from Nima County. We received a threat last night, and the joint security is investigating that. They were not at the forefront of violent activities. They were brutalized. Let's understand what happened. They were brutalized by forces of the Liberian National Police, who obviously is a party in this now, by virtue of the fact. You know, the interesting thing you got to look at is, when you see me walking around here, other than the detail that they gave to me, you don't see no plenty police. The other lawmakers, you don't see no plenty police. It's only when the so-called absentee black comes here that you see that force. If they announce they're not coming here tomorrow, you will not see one policeman here. We are the people's representative. We are not afraid of the people. We all want to go by the rule of law. The Supreme Court have decided. Others have decided to read that decision upside down. But regardless of how you read it, it is clear what the Supreme Court defined as plenary and what will have legal effect. That is clear. So I think what the people need to do is to pray on their lawmakers, to return to work. Well, they are not abiding because they have, as I said before, the aid and comfort of the executive branch. Just effort to ignore Supreme Court and defy the Supreme Court ruling. The disappointing part is we see members of the executive and we see the police brutalizing lawmakers, which is an indication that the so-called absentee lawmakers are getting aid and comfort from the executive branch in this treasonous plot. It is very unfortunate. It is not the right thing for our democracy. We call on all sides to step back, obey the rule of law, obey the precepts of the Supreme Court, who is the neutral arbiter. Now, there have been attempts to nuance the decision of the Supreme Court. Let me say this as a well-trained lawyer, Supreme Court said a sitting of the plenary of the House of Representatives is composed of the simple majority, as in Article 33, and the Speaker, as in Article 49. The Supreme Court went on to say any sitting or action that emanates from there, not in conformity with 33 and 49, is beyond the scope of our legal authority and not cognizable at law. That is very simple and that is very clear. We put out a reconciliatory statement last Friday. We will continue to encourage our members to come and sit together, let us reason together, and let the chips fall where they may.
Did you receive any threats?
No, I'm not going to say I received a threat from Nima County. We received a threat last night, and the Joint Security is investigating that. They were not at the forefront of violent activities. They were brutalized. Let's understand what happened. They were brutalized by forces of the Liberian National Police, who obviously is a party in this now, by virtue of the fact. You know, the interesting thing you got to look at is, when you see me walking around here, other than the detail that they gave to me, you don't see no plenty police. The other lawmakers, you don't see no plenty police. It's only when the so-called absentee black comes here that you see that force. If they announce they're not coming here tomorrow, you will not see one policeman here. We are the people's representative. We are not afraid of the people. We all want to go by the rule of law. The Supreme Court have decided. Others have decided to read that decision upside down. But regardless of how you read it, it is clear what the Supreme Court defined as plenary and what will have legal effect. That is clear. So I think what the people need to do is to pray on their lawmakers, to return to work. Well, they are not abiding because they have, as I said before, the aid and comfort of the executive branch. If the executive branch sends their officers here and their members here to testify before them, if the executive branch sends police here to brutalize their colleagues. Right now, Honorable Luther Collins is in the hospital. They use baton on him. Okay, they use tear gas on some members. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? Why is the police? You go in every corner of the world, and you can see all over Parliament, they'll be throwing tear at each other. Do you see police there? Oh, this is Liberia. And the executive branch must refrain from complicity in this treasonous plot. Of course, I'm disappointed. Of course, I'm extremely disappointed. We have numerous times registered to the executive branch that the rule of law must prevail. If they are not clear, they need to go ask the Supreme Court what the Supreme Court meant. But I suspect that everyone is clear what is meant here. What is happening is politics in its worst form and its tyranny.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor Fonati Kofa, reacting or giving his reaction to what unfolded at the House of Representatives today by the police. Truly, we've seen parliaments around the world. High commotion. It leads to throwing chairs at each other, slaps. But you will never see the police moving in. And so you're listening, my people. The Minister of Information, didn't the Minister of Information say the executive was not involved? What people were saying in the public was just sentiment. The president has no hand in it. What is unfolding at the House of Representatives is internal. That is a separate branch of government. Didn't the information minister say that? He said it. I'm sorry for information minister in this country. They just damage themselves because they will come and say one thing, the executive doing the other. So tell me, if the executive is not involved, if the executive is not involved, you will not see the police there. Two, you will not have ministers going there. Boja Yeri, under this kind of situation, tension situation, they still risk their life to go there. Any normal, sound, rational person looking at that situation, they will stay away. They will tell the guys, can you guys please get the atmosphere in order? Our security is paramount as you people. What is unfolding there will not secure going there to sit. Do you know that you can be sitting inside there and serious tension open before you can attempt to count OSA? You on the ground. You can never tell. Why government officials so dull in this place? So dull, D-U-L-L. When they say you dull, it mean you won't go to school. It mean you learn or then get your degree. It simply means you look at situation, you see how volatile it is. And because you are at the whims and caprice, or you want to protect certain things, instead of telling the people or telling your boss that this atmosphere is not right, if we force it, something might likely happen. Our security comes first. The first law of nature is self-preservation. That what God called wisdom. Because when you act like you're so clever, you know book, you go there when something happens, when you get hurt by way or when you die, then what you hear the people say? But he knew that the place is not normal. The people in conflict. Why did he force himself? Why did she force herself there? That's what the people will say. Continue to play the King's Cash 3 Wise Men giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hash and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Let's draw our first winner. Continue to play as many times as you play. There's every possibility that you're going to win. The country is hot. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm Sam Andrews, calling you from Kings 88.5. What is your name? You say? Obadiah?
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, I take that. How you spell the Obadiah? O-B-E-D-I-A-H. And the last name? D-A-R S-A or F? S-A-L-E.
Yeah,
That's silly.
that's it.
Did you play the King's 3 Wise Men jackpot?
Yeah, I just played.
When did you play?
I just played.
You just play.
Yeah.
How did you play?
I dialed star 799 star 100 hash.
You showed that here?
Yeah, star 79 star 79.
Look at you formally hold that door. Okay, take your time. Yes, call it. Tell the people behind you, the noise behind you, the voices. Yeah, the voices overpowering yours.
Star 79. You got it?
Yeah, listening.
Star 799 star 100 hash.
Okay. Where you live?
I live 19th Street, Bingo.
19th Street. Obadiah Daseli.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is your mobile money number.
Yeah.
This number is registered as your mobile account.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to call you back in the next few seconds. Don't put the phone off. Don't go away from it. Don't give it to anybody, huh?
All right, sir.
Okay. Continue to play the King's Cash 3 Wise Men. You see, the more you play and play as many times as you can, you're going to when if you can play, you will not have money in your pocket. It's 10,000 up for grabs. 10,000. You don't want to miss it. So play as many times as you can, and you will win 10,000. So let's go now. Let's go to the line. Let's go to the line. Just state your reaction of the police. I will show you a video in the Ugandan parliament. The guys are in there, something pop up, and the atmosphere is tense. In no time, it degenerated into something else. They throwing chairs at each other. They arguing here and there. The floor was upside down. But the police stood outside and did not even make attempt to go inside to separate them. You know why they did not? Because that's not their responsibility. They have honorable men and women. Even though conflict can lead to bad injuries and death, but it depends on the situation. They have the guys responsible, the parliamentary guys. But the police would stand outside with all of their materials. They will never enter that place. See, just go on the internet, ask for some of the tension parliaments around the world. Just go, you will see. There's no tension in Liberia, no tension in that parliament. No, they're just ranting. No tension there. But because the executive has a plan, and that plan to get rid of Fanatic Kofa, so they are doing everything. They tried the mind game. They did not work. They tried the bribery aspect, which was the first one. It didn't work. The mind game was the second. It didn't work. So they said, okay, what we're going to do now, we will pressurize him to the letter. The Supreme Court did not say, and I will talk about Siana Yo. Listen, let me say it quick before I go. Siana Yo, all of us read that ruling. That ruling favors Speaker Kofa. Literally, it favors him. Now, on Friday, it came out. I hope if I have my own will, face the issues that AB had and gave a legal breakdown. If I have my own will, that show will be repeated. Because you know why? It simplifies everything. Even the unborn child listening to it, no. AB simplify everything. That the old man on the table selling her grandpa, the papa selling his kerosene, just listen, knew exactly what the Supreme Court said, and it went in favor of Fanatic Kofa. If I have my own way, that identical, that Friday edition of Face the Issues will be repeated. What an education. That's what you do when you have situations like this. That's what they call specialty education. People who are well schooled in that area, let it be left with them to handle it. That way, the public will have a good understanding. Then they will know how to approach a situation. So literally, people understood that the ruling went in favor of the speaker. The Supreme Court said that which is not done in conformity with the law is illegal. So who had been the illegal party? Who broke away? The person who breaks away is the illegal. The person who refused to conform is the illegal. In this case, who is that? The renegades, so-called majority bloc. Apparently, they wanted the Chief Justice to have said definitively, or by giving or calling block. And I think if she had done that, she wouldn't have been wrong. If she had said the majority block sitting is illegal, and I think it is required in law because we have heard rulings, verdicts from judges from that very Supreme Court in which they were definitive with name-calling institutions calling. I want to believe, had she said the setting of the majority block, because you have the constitutional backing. The Constitution provides everything. So the Chief Justice would not have been speaking from imaginary standpoint. The law is scientific. Quoting Article 33 and Article 49, yes. So now you want to say that, yes, this is what the article said. Article 33 says this, Article 49 says this. Given our understanding of the law, the majority block is sitting illegally. It's not in conformity with the law. But instead of being definitive, she left it open from a political standpoint. That how I see it. So that what led to the two people celebrating. But if you look at it literally, it favors the speaker because when the line said that which is not done in conformity with the law is illegal, who is she referencing? The people on the other side. But because she left it hanging, the guys capitalized on it and started celebrating that they are in the right, and the other guys from the minority side, as they will call them, they are not minority. There's no majority or minority. But because she left it hanging, so the guys are okay, no problem. So we've won. The Supreme Court ruled in our favor. And she's responsible for this confusion. As much as she has an interest, but Bwaka is not going to protect, or neither is he going to protect anybody on that bench. When your time finishes, you're going to go. They will bring United Party people. So listen to this thing. Literally, it is understandable. Anyone, Article 33 and Article 49 is not hard to understand. She said, wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, any settings or actions by members of the legislature not in conformity, look up the word conformity, not in conformity with the intent of Article 33 and 49 of the Constitution are ultra various. Hence, members of the House of Representatives are to conduct themselves accordingly, and it is hereby so ordered. So we can put it another way around that she did not say anything. They put it in the reversal. So she calls what happened today. And if death had come from that legislature today, the Chief Justice would have been held responsible. You just need to be definitive. The law is your reliant. You rely on the law. You're not giving imagination. You're not guessing. You're not presuming. The law is clear. So tell the majority bloc, you guys are wrong. You go back and do the needful as required by the law. But the way she said it, any two groups of the legislature put it into another setting, the two people will be celebrating. The two people will be celebrating the way she said it. Continue to play the Kings 3 Wise men jackpot. Let's call. Let's get by. Let's call this winner. Let's call Obadiah. And,
Hello?
yeah, Obadiah, what's up?
Nobody, please,
Man, you can't give me chance, my man. I will call you. You can't give me chance. You see how money looking? Yeah, the plane land. So, yeah, how the plane land there? Well, what level? Okay, man. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. And continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. Yeah, so encourage those who are doubtful. Encourage them.
I encourage my friends, my mom, for them to play because it's true.
Yeah, your mind player. Eh?
You can always play, but still you can say the way I can tell this more.
Yeah, she shouldn't get discouraged. Now all of them play. Or your mother, or your father, or your sisters, or your brothers, everybody, your entire household, you continue to play.
Okay.
The more you play, your life will change. Eh? Yeah, what the pastor then can tell you, listen, when they go, they can be prophesying to you, they can say, your life will never be the same.
Amen.
No, don't say amen. Listen to me. They can say, your life will never be the same. But nothing can change on you. Because they can't take money they get to you. That you can take money you get to them. But the radio station tell you that your life will change, the radio station can give you money. And you get 10,000 in your account. And you see, so continue to play and play nowhere else but on Kings 88.5, yeah?
Okay.
All right. Congratulations. Enjoy your day and your morning.
Okay.
Obadiah Dasili won his 10K. You see it? The more you play, the more you win. So let's go to the line now. Let's take a few calls so we slip onto something else. Time is of the essence. Hello.
Good evening, guys.
Yeah. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Pastor Emmanuel T. Kofa. I come from Balancedale, and I want to thank you for your brilliant analysis, as usual. But we are heading to a serious problem with regards to what the police did today. It was a gross violation to the rights of the legislature. I'm 54 years old. By the grace of God, it is my first time seeing a legislature being brutalized by the state police. So we are going to change the nomenclature from Liberia National Police to Joseph Baga Police. We have those here. So I think that there are other people there. And this government is heading the country towards hell. Because we are on a time bomb. You cannot coverlize the country. And you cannot coverlize the police nor the AFL. Coming also early in the morning on a situation that regards constitutional process. Our lawmaker needs to understand that they need to go back to their own house rule, go back to the parliamentary procedure. I remember quite well Ellen Johnson said at the time, the parliament member came from the Netherlands.
Okay.
And he said, these guys need to learn parliamentary procedures.
But the people you know, you got to tell people who they never saw 1,000 US in their life before you elected them.
Yeah.
So when they see 5,000 now,
financial inducement is a crime on our law.
All right,
even
Pastor.
The man, the representative, the Buddha from Buffalo.
Let me ask you before you go. Why most of your colleagues are not talking? They are not saying anything. It said that they do not know what is meant by law or the rule of law.
You know what happened? Sorry to say that, most ministers of the gospel in Liberia, they are not honest. They are dishonest people, especially the council of churches. Let me name. And the full gospel, I see they are also corrupt. They are dishonest and corrupt body, religious body. So they are one-sided. They don't see truth and say the truth. When in the history of Liberia, a certain lawmaker will be brutalized at their own office, it's so disappointing, brother.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Sam, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. And you?
Oh, yes. At least I reconnected with Sam Andrews. This is Pascal Davis on District 6.
Pascal.
Thank you, Sam. I think it is now clear that we have to stand up. I guess you're saying the weather condition today is not too okay for us, for our country. When we told people that Mr. Bouaka has been the problem for this country, they said, oh, we were liars. Today, lawmakers of this country have been put on. Listen, I want to believe you've seen that video as well.
That video gone fire and wire.
All the word that everything that's happening at Capitol building is political. If it is political, as you say, as a president, well, it is the executive melting to something that you to be normal political thing at the Capitol building. You know, sometimes they old men, I don't know, old men bring this. You know, look, this is one of the useless men that we have ever had. I care how anybody feels about my but this old man is useless. You know, it hurts me to see somebody of that age still conducting themselves in a childish manner.
All right,
this
Chief.
Man is a disgrace to our country, and we will not have to see.
Thank you.
Police.
Thank you. Let's go to the next person. Let's go to the women's line. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is Aaron.
Yeah. Let's hear you.
I want to advise the police. We got some old people in our police that are very trained and also partly in the war. I want to advise them they shouldn't be part of it. They should distance themselves from the police force. Because we are never, ever, if a fight of the kind. So we want to advise them. What they are doing, they will break tomorrow.
No, they know that one. They know that one. They know that when they finish, they're going in society. They know.
The guy says yes. You're killing people. You really killing the president because that even for people to stand in front of representatives to arrest a car and the fight on the car, dropping the four officers to beat them.
Okay. All right, Mama.
They need to go far from them.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. And I end.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
This is Mohammed Kamara from United Arab Emirates.
Let's hear you, Kamara.
Yeah, you know, saying he explained and the police are the right way. You know what happened today at Capitol building when I was watching it today? I was so afraid. I was so afraid in the sense that.
Yeah, let's go. Talk.
Yes, I was afraid in the sense that when I saw police borderline lawmaker. I saw police borderline lawmaker. What going on in our country? If you continue in this week before next week, I'm going to take over in Labrador. Baka be careful.
Yeah.
Baka is not the owner of Labrador. Baka came for Saudi, it was opportunity that came across it to come live in Labrador. Yeah, let's go. Maybe that is a problem that he's trying to do. He feed a Labrador for him. And Labrador is not for him. Labrador is not for him. That Baka stop what he's doing. That Baka stop. How can you honor your own government? You say that again, President, we are nothing. But you are the more, you are playing 80 years pro, the useless and foolish equal with Joseph Baka. I have never seen it. I have never seen such a human being to live on earth. In their 80. After 80 years, so people will be wise. But Joseph Baka is useless and foolish. There's nothing will come out of Joseph Baka. And when he continues like that, when he continues, someone will move on to go defend our country. We will go Saudi to go fight. Anything happen like that, we will go pay there in Saudi. So maybe that I won't be here. Anything you call it like that, we will go repair in Saudi.
Okay.
We're tapping and maybe that meet.
All right, Kamara. Thank you so much. They evaded. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, CDC Pape calling from halfway.
Let's hear you, CDC Pape.
You know, Mr. Andrew, that America, as the man of God told us from Nigeria that America terrorists vote and get to Baka. Anything that happening now, Baka know that I get back into America. So you not get time. It's just one security. Number two, that the director, when malaria trial, she never became malaria. Look at what the chief justice to do now. The malaria poor to opposition. She told she won't do the thing the right way. She's speaking often of English. Speaking, we don't know what they call English.
Okay.
We know what they call English.
All right, CDC Pape.
Yeah. So now American food to it, they put everything on track. So people will not get crazy in it down here.
Okay. All right. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
You want to call off your radio or move from around?
Yeah. We already. I'm Dennis calling from Banana Kaba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My brother, it's so really. I don't know how to describe that, but we're in a serious trouble.
Say mess. No, not trouble. When you say no, when you say when you say in trouble, you qualify it, you make it, you sign it civilized. We're in a mess.
Pure mess, my brother. They we told people they paper it not mean nothing. Omen was controlling 3 parties. He couldn't maintain a party. Then the people go gain the whole country. Look at the kind of thing that's going on. How can you send people to be on lawmakers? You see the kind of thing, see the kind of crisis we're in? It will not take time. Put me on record. I'm Dennis Kofi one more. Put me on record. If that probably not take time, there will be serious war in this country. And nobody is afraid. Man, die 1 time. You can die 2 times.
Okay.
It's serious. It's very serious. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Yes. Sorry, this line not getting through as it ought to. Continue to play. Let's play as many times as we can. The King's 3 Wise Men jackpot. Dial *799 star 100 hatch and play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all you need to do. And then you'll win 10,000 Liberian dollars. The country is hard, no money coming. When you ask somebody for a buck, government official and all, they can tell you in not there and not easy. So King's even giving you free money. 200 gives you 10,000. $1.50, which is the same, gave you 10,000. You see that? You just use 200 Liberian dollars. You get 10,000 Liberian dollars from it. So just play as many times as you can. Yeah, let's do it. Hello.
Hello.
You are on the air. What is your name and where you call from?
Hello, Mr. Andrew. This is Nehemiah calling from Tiboro, district number 4. You see, what is happening in our country is sometimes it's very regrettable. You see, Buaka don't have what it calls a success story. You don't have it. What happened? Buaka Liberian people that were in our country, we are our own problem. You see what we did to ourselves? Buaka, there were 4 political parties called themselves CPP. There's a UA handle it. No problem. Komi, Nyambli Kankan. The moment you land in Buaka, what happened? Noise, confusion, until. So there were those people who voted Buaka. They never had a thought. They said that everything was going to be well. And everything they criticized Judge, every movement he made at the time, it was bad.
Okay.
You see, you get called back today. Now, he was beaten by state security.
Yeah,
lawmaker.
the beat Yeke. I think I was told. I have not seen him. I was told, and our news director, he said he saw the footage. Then he got caught on his face. I think they said one of the lawmakers punched him from the other side, and he got
Even the
caught.
guy said one of them, in hospital currently.
Yeah,
And
Luther. Yeah,
one of them
Representative Luther.
from Bapolo.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just conclude what we are saying. You see, our country it is in the bar and wrong and Waka was never the alternative for us. And we found out. So he had to be careful now. He own money, his own government.
All right. Thank you.
What's going to happen now? The investors looking at it, and the country is on it's still a dilemma.
Thank you, sir. Representative Dixon Sibo was on the ground and he was very furious with what he saw this morning. He was prevented too. The police barricaded him. They prevented him from entering, he and his colleagues. Can you imagine? Look at the police in this country. This thing hasn't happened. It has never, ever happened. The police are clear under no condition. No condition. The police director, Gregory Coleman, can give any justification and people will be convinced in this place. The police on Abuaka has been reduced to the lowest of a partisan police, unity party police, preventing the post stop all the people from the speaker's side. All the speaker board, they stop them from going, from entering the compound. They say they should not enter. All of them must stay outside. The guys from the so-called majority bloc, they allow them to go inside because they're going to discuss budget. So the police allow them to go so that at the end of the day, they will give them something because they're all they fit for. Look at what happened today. Instead of staying and just looking at the situation to avoid any potential conflict, the police took side. So the police now, they are part of the House of Representatives. So let them go now. When everything's settled, they sit down in the chambers and be discussing to let Gregory Coleman carry his office there and his deputy. Because that's what happened now. The police took side. So who can trust the police over there? At the close of everything, how you think people are going to see the police? Gregory Coleman, you should have withdrawn your people from over there. Why it is true that, yes, you want to protect life, but you have to use your discretion. Put few men at strategic area and tell them, don't enter the people's compound, don't enter the people's offices, don't enter the corridor. Just make sure that nothing happens that will lead to severe injury or death. Look at what happened in the corridor where Yeke and the rest of the guys were. Look at the police. Let me get to that so you'll see it. See what the guys did. They really beat. They got beat. Oh, the baton. They beat the lawmakers. So the guys from the majority bloc. You can see the vexation, the grudge for those guys from the police. Hey man. Yeah, Senator Cornell, I'll come in. I'll come to you. They beat those guys in the corridor. Yeah, they beat those guys. Yeah, is it? Yeah, is it? Look at it. Look at it. Look at the police. And you see them with the batons in their combat. Before them, Yeke and I think 3 or 4 representatives. Those police guys got vexed. They started beating those guys with the baton, the representatives. They never regarded them as representatives. Those guys were excited. They took pleasure in beating those representatives. They never regarded them as representatives. For them, for the police people, the representatives are those from the majority bloc. The guys from the speaker side, they didn't regard them as representatives. They regard them as ordinary people, and that's what they were doing. They beat those guys with a baton. And you heard from the speaker, that Representative Luthers, he's in hospital. They beat him. Real beat him with a baton. You have a video, yeah? And what the government should know, what the police should know. Listen, when they release any report on the police, it will be a waste of time reacting, denying, because that's the normal thing in Liberia. They will go in and do stupid thing when the international community finish cataloging everything, take all of the videos and the expressions orally. When the people put their document together and release it, that Liberia is not safe for business, then they say, oh, that the opposition. When the American government released its report, situational report, and say their citizens should not come to Liberia. Those who are in Liberia, they should stay clear because of the insecurity. The country is not safe. Then they say, oh, this one is clear. No country, no investor will ever attempt to come here on a Boaka, seeing the kind of thing. If they can beat their own lawmakers like this, then the people say, but we as foreigners, nothing will come if they did something or nothing will come of it. The people who should be protecting us by the law, their own people beating and killing them, then that country will go in. You know the image that the police sent out of this country today? You know the image? You know how it has damaged this government? And you're sitting down there, you're who are fans of Unity Party, like you are the only citizens in this country. Be shouting and screaming, you're justifying. You know what it has done? The only thing the government will be doing now to engage in what they call reactionary politicking. You'll be denying everything. And only mad people can do that. Everybody's seeing the thing. Everybody knows. Bad image gone. So the whole world knows that rescue Sonny, it was just a shambles. All of them shame. Most of the rescue ministers shame. They were running from radio station to radio station. We have messed this country up. This country, we are just turned this country in. We have rescued this country. All kinds of things. They were saying, yeah, we have messed the country up now. But this thing here in Ellington, we never saw it. In Weah time, we never saw it. In J.J. Roberts time, we never saw it. How they call it? All the presidents, all the past presidents, we never saw this one. This is the first on a rescue government. And you expect the people documenting, the international community documenting, and that kangaroo thing you're doing over there. What kind of sound country will look at the money and put it over there? That thing you're doing over there, when you're finished playing, then you pack your paper, yeah, because budget are paper. You pack your paper. Maybe the few dollars you will collect from here called domestic revenue that one you will use. But no country will put the money in that thing called a budget or subsidiary stuff, because they can subsidize. They will put some money there. What are you doing? What kind of country will do that? Then it means that they will be acknowledging, they will be giving in or supporting the wrong. And no country can do that. So that they're doing whatever, you see it clear that Mickey Moore president in Boaka, Mickey Moore, the guy making fun of him. They're making fun. No country. You're coming, you will hear the reactions. You'll hear the reactions. Continue to play your King's Three Wise Men jackpot. Yeah, get money in your pocket. And you know what's going to happen. Nobody knows the future. We know what lies ahead of us. Right now, we are in a war. Not gun war. Not gun war. We are in a war of no law, a war of instability, insecurity, a war of uncertainty, because you don't know what the next morning going to be. Nobody knows what tomorrow going to be. Whether we're going to wake up and see police people all over the place. When you pass over, they start beating. Because right now you got to be careful. You're walking on the street, you see police officer, try go on the other side. Don't come close. Trust no police. Don't regard anybody. Don't get case to any police. When you get case with your friend, I beg you, you settle it. When you go to Unity Party police, and they might not know you CDC person, oh, hey, forget it, oh. So, yeah, the people collected all those videos today. We live in a world of technology. The people collected everything. The documenting. You will hear the report on Boaka. And you used to be talking when we tell you, the international community is no respecter of any government or president. You think because when Boaga came, they gave one or two praises and say they respect the government. The government will attract investors. The government they're going see they ain't reached the real point here. That thing you're there today, you damage yourself by way. I go to American and then we talk about the anointed president in Liberia. That's more what American had to say about the situation. The senator. The senator. Okay. Y'all mess things up, oh. Y'all mess things up by way. Y'all mess things up by way. The people writing on Liberia, on Boaga government right now. They're writing, they're coming up. They call it situational report. They observe all the situation in Liberia and tell you what the government has done, the police, the executive, the legislature. They document everything. Everything, they document it. And those people, listen, when we're talking, people can say, oh, we're not Christians. All of us are Christians, so all of us. I'm not coming brag about Christianity, but I know who. I know my faith in God, and I know what the Bible says. All of us read the Bible. Weah time, we saw a year. Pastors were running all over the place. They were running. Some of them talk to radio stations. Oh, we are there. We are messed this country up. He said he pastor. All kind of things. Pastors, and they were saying about we are here. We are ain't say nothing to them. We are left. There the people now, the same pastors in who they were shouting all over the place. Some of them used to say the pastors and who were supporting Weah, supporting the government rather. They used to say, oh, the Bible says you must not get involved in politics. Pastors should not get involved in politics. They used to say, oh, and we are giving them money so they can talk. They're killing all over the place. There are all kinds of things they used to say. They go on the pulpit and all. Today, I know some of these people, one day I will call their name that it will stir up something in this country because of hate injustice. Some of those pastors today, some of them bishops, apostles, Boaga gave them positions. They're sitting down. They get 5,000, 3,500 setting fees. They get monthly salary. Why they can talk now with all of these things that are happening? So the God that we serve in, the God never spoke of rule of law. Rule of law not in the Bible. Injustice is not in the Bible. Due process not in the Bible. So God said everything that's spirituality. And let me tell you, you understand what spirituality is. That Bible is not exclusively spiritual. Due process in the Bible. The people accuse Jesus. Jesus was given due process. They accused Paul. Paul was given due process. And on we can go more than almost 50. If you look in the entire Bible, you will see due process all over from Genesis to Revelation. The first due process in the Bible, what we find it in Genesis. God gave Adam, Eve, and the devil due process to exonerate themselves of the claim. And on we can go. God is the God of law. And that's why he instructs his ministers to look at the situation. How many pastors to stand up and say, look, Mr. President, this is wrong. Police, this is wrong. Who dare say it because you lost your 5,000 that can build your church? So it's most of the pastors, no disrespect to all of them. There are some great pastors around here. There are some pastors who are well-to-do, but I'm talking about those ones who have taken on government positions after they condemn and criticize those pastors who were supportive of Weah administration. 6 years they stay off. Every night then, this country is this. We are doing this. Let's call for 3 days fast and prayer. Why they can call for 3 days fast and prayer? Now, if you check the 3 days fast and prayers they call in Weah administration, that 3-day fast and prayer was just faking to tell the rest of the people there are too many evils in this country. So we need to clean this country by prayer. Isn't this an evil and every other thing that happened before this? So why you can call for 3 days fast and prayer now? Because you sitting, the bishop sitting there as member of FPRC board. The other apostle sitting as member of NPA board. And on we can go and name them. We know. So they are muted. And you think God in heaven is satisfied with you? Let's go to something else. Yeah, continue to play your cash giveaway. Continue to play. Dial star 799 hatch 100. That's star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and 10,000 for you. Let's take this short break first. Let's take this break with the greatest man in Liberia.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Let's continue to play. As you are involved with Real Talk, we talk it real. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and play as many times as you can. At 5 o'clock, I do the next draw. I see prospects. Your colleagues are winning. They are getting their 10K, 10K. While the guys, you're vexed. You're screaming all over the place because the guys getting their 15K, their 25K in the legislature, and they're not giving you $5. Ray Kappa ain't giving you. So Kings FNZ, get your 10K. We'll give you 10K. Just play the 3 wise men jackpot. Dial *799*100 hatch and play with 200 Liberian dollars. Only 200. Not more than 200, not less than 200. Only 200. Or you play with $1.50 US. As soon as you finish, when you check your account, you'll see 10,000 there. So play as many times. Let's do it. Let's move to our next pointer. Then we go home. I told you that the other issues, we'll talk about them tomorrow. I just got uncomfortable, mad with what unfolded today. So I dropped every other thing to just talk about the police. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. They've reduced themselves to nothingness. I can't see police, I run to them. No. That's why I try to stay within the confines of the law. When you do something to me, I run, lock my door. The guys mess up, man. They mess up. They're shame. Let me read some of your comments. Yeah, then we move to something else, and then we get out. Manjeverson said, what Bwaka and his police looking for, they will get it very soon. What they did today made me to know that Liberia is not safe right now. If police can beat lawmakers, Liberia finish. Who else? Alvin Gono said, we used to tell them before that but they never listen. They say, that Bwaka they won. All right. Rodney Giles say only Liberians themselves can stop those irresponsible criminals. And who else? Emmanuel Bro said, the law is the law. There isn't any ambiguity of the Supreme Court's ruling. The ruling is as clear as crystal. Those renegade lawmakers must respect and honor the Supreme Court's ruling. Adman Tule said, I am falling for the first time. Why in the Cinco Belt? The president has not forgotten. What are you trying to say? The Liberian people are just getting to feel the truth. Bwaka as a president of Liberia. We say it during the elections, but the propaganda had stolen up the truth. So there was no need. Okay. Who else? Fatou Kone. Symphoniations said, you are playing into the handbook of the absentee lawmakers. The Supreme Court ruling is clear. The absentee lawmakers are trying to confuse the Liberian people, and you are falling into it. Who else? Fatou Konen say, it is too disappointing for those lawbreakers. Thank you. Very good description. That's how you should call them. It is too disappointing for those lawbreakers to behave like Zogots. Liberia is bleeding with this wicked leadership of Joseph Boakai, but God would judge him and his entire family in time to come. Thank you, Fatu Kone. And Patrick G. Collier said, please stop calling them police. They are Boakai bodyguards. Police, you're hearing the reaction? You spoil your name by way. You spoil your name by way. Yo, Abdullah Dolet said, we will bring. Are you trying to say bring or blame? Okay, I think you're trying to say blame. That we will blame the CDC for standing for the Liberian people as the major political party. We know CDC to be the voice of the voiceless. What's going on? Or you mean that CDC is not speaking? Okay, all right. So thank you all. Let me move to something else. So there's some kind of comparison I want to make in the next few minutes. Ghana went to election and the opposition won. And sentiment came from there and went far and wide. Some people analysis or input, given what unfolded in Ghana with the opposition coming back, having served, that it is possible the same could happen in Liberia. It first started with Donald Trump's return to the presidency, and then into Africa, Ghana, a peaceful transition or democratic elections, because the transition hasn't taken place yet, but the election was conducted peaceful. The opposition leader conceded defeat. In my opinion, there isn't a difference. If there is a difference, it's similar between the opposition leader in Ghana and former President Weah concessions. Have a listen to the Ghanaian opposition leader first.
Following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks, awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of two things. Ghana will win and peace will reign. The people of Ghana have spoken. The people have voted for change at this time, and we respect that decision with all humility. I thank God Almighty for how far He has brought me, and I submit to His will. I am making this concession speech before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. It is important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana. These are our most important assets. Ghana is more important than our individual political ambitions.
The opposition leader conceding defeat. Hold on. Let me get to our next winner on the cash giveaway. Let me call this person and then we'll put that in context and then we get out. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Sam Andrews calling you from Kings FM 88.5. What is your name?
My name is Isaac Wule.
Isaac.
Wule Jr.
Isaac Wule. How you spell your last name?
W-L-E-H.
W-L-E-H. Isaac Wule Jr. Yeah. Where do you live, Isaac?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. You did you play the King's Cash giveaway?
Yes, I did.
You played?
Yes, sir.
When you play?
Today.
When?
On your show. On your show.
You play on Weah Talk?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you play?
Star 799, star 100 hash.
Say that again. Say it again.
Star 799, star 100 hash, and I send.
Okay. How many dollars did you play with?
I play 5 times.
You play 5 times?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is this your mobile money?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Isaac. Hold on. Keep the phone on. Don't put it away from me. I'm going to call you back in the next few minutes. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the guy, let me end it.
And we must always put Ghana first. While this was not our desired outcome, I say this is part of the democratic process. We put our best foot forward in the contest, explaining our policies and programs. However, it is sometimes the case that the voter would have other ideas. I am very proud of the efforts of our campaign team, and I thank them very much. I assure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of my full support in the transition process.
The opposition leader in Ghana conceding defeat when the final results yet to be announced. Listen carefully to former President Weah. The reason I thought to share it with you, not only that Africa's democracy is flourishing, but the way in which the opposition, as well as the ruling, losing, their concession speech it tells us that something future great is going to happen. Not only are they conceding, but the emphasis is on peace, stability, love for country. Some would think that it doesn't make sense. When President Weah used those expressions here, before the final results were announced, people went against him. Some of his own people, they query him. Not necessarily in his face, but as per their rights to express themselves. Why he conceded so soon? What did he say? Even the remaining results cannot allow us to come close to Joe Boaga. What did the Ghanaian opposition leader say? Didn't he say the same thing? Then he said, for the love of the country, Ghana first. What did President Weah say when he was conceding Liberia first? Have a listen to former President Weah concession. Have a listen. Then we'll move.
My fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight with a grateful heart, but with the utmost respect for the democratic process that has defined our nation. As your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections held on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka is in a league that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nyimabuaka to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise.
Okay, hold it right there. Let me call my next winner. We have to give the people their money. We can't get the money just sitting. We have to give it to them. They deserve it. Let me call Isaac back to confirm with him. Isaac, what's up? Advise, Isaac. I know one laughter there. I know you receive it, eh? Yeah. Now, how much there, Isaac? Yeah. Okay, Isaac, congratulations, man. Okay, encourage others who are still doubting yet to play to take advantage of it. Encourage them. Say something to them.
I ask all you guys to play. It's good to play. We're going to try a luck.
Everybody in your house playing? You encourage people in your house to play too?
Yeah.
Okay. So continue to play, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, Isaac. Congratulations again. So Isaac played 5 times and he won 5,000. So 10,000. That's how it goes. Listen, don't get discouraged. Don't say I played the first time and I win, so I'm not going to play again, or I played 2 times and I win. No. Listen, everything about life is fate. You have to keep on trying, keep on trying. One day you're going to win. Senator Bocha is that sitting there today as senator. You know that he ran 4 times, he didn't win. I didn't know that until I had the opportunity to interview him. The one he named the years that he contested and he didn't win. It was the 5th time that he got it. So you see, that's how life goes. So just continue to play as many times. Don't give up. It is a glorious opportunity to get as many monies. We are gradually headed into the middle of the season. Today is the 9th. You want to buy, take advantage of it. Take 10,000. 10,000 can buy so much for your children, your child, your children. Don't wait. Don't wait in faith. Don't wait in hope. It will not work. You have to move. God said, I gave you wealth. I gave you knowledge to get wealth. That's what he said. I gave you knowledge. So the opportunity avails itself to you. Play as many times as you can. Just dial *799 *100# and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then you win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. Once you are playing on Real Talk, you're going to win real money. Play as many times. Let's do it as quickly as we can before I leave at 5:30. I'm off at 5:30. So we can pick up 6-7 winners. So just play. Continue to play from wherever you are. Play. If you are at that entertainment center, you need some kind of 10,000 to not only amuse yourself, but raise your morale in the midst of the girls and your guys. So from right there, just play your $2 and you'll get 10,000. Wherever you are, in the car, wherever, just play. Let's do it before I can close. So let the former president end his concession speech.
The Liberian people have spoken, and we have heard their voice.
Now, listen to the opposition guy, Dahomey.
Following yesterday's presidential and parliamentary elections, Ghanaians at home and abroad have been sitting on tenterhooks, awaiting the outcome of the election. Let me say that the data from our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect. Said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of two things. Said during the
Now, he getting there. The same thing former President Weah said, that the people of Liberia have spoken. He said the same thing that Ghanaians have spoken. The will of the people must prevail. Former President Weah said in his concession speech, the will of the Liberian people must prevail. Former President Weah said in his concession speech that Liberia is first. The opposition guy, Dahomey, he said the same thing. If you listen to the two of them, they are very similar, except for one of two lines that are different, but they are same along the way. They're just using different words to mean, but the content the same. What am I saying? Simply that leaders sitting and losing, or opposition coming in, they prioritize on their list these. The people's decision must be respected. No one is above the will of the people. The security, stability of the country are of paramount. Hence, they cannot be compromised or traded for anything. And that is why ECOWAS, when former President Weah conceded, ECOWAS and the rest of the world was excited. Because besides that, the rest of the world have always known Africa and African presidents for holding on to power, even if they lose or lost the election democratically, they will still. And that is why in that clip that I played, the guy said, even though George Weah had options, that's foreigner from out of the African continent. He said, even though George Weah had options, meaning he could exercise everything available to him as the sitting president and stay on in power. But he respected the will of the people. The country first. Democracy must triumph. Now, the opposition is back in power. So here's the message I'm sending across after talking about this. From the onset, people start saying, too childish. Too childish. Unity Party even said, Angu, who did it on George Weah? George Weah will never come to power. George Weah will never come. He will never take the presidency, as if the controlling future, they are the ones who control people's future. People in America, they said, we didn't want Trump. We don't want him as president no more. They said that. Where is Trump today? Trump is back. Who controls the future? Who controls the future? God. If God said that this man will be the next president in 2029, you go up, you come down. You can do anything you want to do. It will happen. What the people never say. We listened when Trump was leaving. People said the same thing. We don't want him. He damaged our country. He's the all kinds of things they said in a serious way. But yet Trump there, he back. Muhammad, I can't tell you that I heard Ghanaian voices when he was getting out, but I saw some people express their resentment. They were excited. And they say that he wasn't going to come back. But where is Muhammad today? He's back. No one knows and has the future except God. I can't tell you that it's going to happen, but I can speak of the signs. And I know that for a fact because God works with signs. God never, ever works without signs. When you see these things happening, know that something is about to happen unprecedented. If it can happen in America, if it can happen in Ghana, happen in other countries, it can happen in Liberia. Liberia is not exempt from anything of a comeback. But know that these signs are to tell us of the possibility. That's why you see the wave of concessions moving. Open your eyes, open your ears, discern well. Leaders are conceding. And in their concession, the emphasis is on the will of the people. If the people came back 2029 and say, George Weah, there's nothing you can do about it. It will be. He will stand order and be sworn in. That is why I should speak to those who are critics of this government and those of you who are partisans. You don't focus more on Joe Boakai. That way you'll be elevating him and you'll be hurting yourself. You know how the opposition, after they went in opposition for all those years, you know how they came back? They were not on Nana Akufo-Addo that he did, he did. No. They were focusing on the issues. They focus more on the issues because once the people are enlightened of the government's errors, the government's excesses, once they can raise those issues, they sway opinion. When election comes, the government loses. So going into 2029 and taking cue from what happened in Ghana, I can only advise that you focus more on the errors of the government and don't rely on us entirely. Because most of you, you're just interested in calling in, the government day, and Joe Baka day, and then he said he got for the 2 years, all those things you're ranting. It will not change anything. You look at the issues, identify the ills of the government. They use that against you and they put you out of power. Now you have the opportunity to come back, but you're not going to come back when you just sitting and expect the radio station to talk, and then you feed on what the radio station is saying, and you are excited sentimentally. You have to come out and identify some of those things, not the radio station. We're doing ours. We're playing our part. We can go beyond what we are doing. We have the advantage. When we sit down, we are talking to thousands of people. We're swaying opinion. We're educating. We're identifying the ills. Equally, how are you complementing our effort? You have to rise up to the occasion too. By identifying the errors of the government. So at the close of the day, the people will have every reason why they should vote Unity Party off and bring back CDC into power. That's what the government, the opposition did in Ghana. They were focusing on the issues. And for left out, whether the Nana Akufo-Addo say whether he did, he or that. No. They focus on the core issues. They focus on what is referred to in Liberia now as the bread and butter issues. Those things that are affecting you, that you ought to have. Like what is happening now. Do you know what is unfolding now is a weapon to get the government out? But the only thing that is saving this government is it got 5 years in between. If it was 3 or 2 years and this thing happening, listen, they will be worried. They will never ever do that. They will call it off quick because they know that it's a strong weapon politically. Yes. So let's focus on the issues and leave. The only reason you hear me sometimes say, oh, Joe Baka, Nebuchadnezzar, or this one, that one, because the way they go about doing some things, and I just try to give a description, because Nebuchadnezzar wanted everything for himself. Whatever people, he said, everybody should go by it. That's who he was. Look at Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. And that is the typical situation with Joseph Yuma Boakai as president. Nobody orchestrated, and nobody is sustaining this thing against the speaker but Joseph Yuma Boakai. Nobody. He allowed his ministers to cooperate with the renegades. He allowed them to go for budget hearing. He allowed them to when they summoned them to go there and answer to those summons. Everything he supports it. That's why the speaker said that the executive and the police, they are party to this. So you want to capitalize on the mistakes, the errors they are making. That way, you will be in a pole position going into 2029. Sometimes you say, oh, CDC not talking, the party not talking. Yes, you may be right, because there are certain things you want to hear your party. But it doesn't say that the party is not aware of the errors of the government, the mistakes, and all those things, or the deliberate actions they are taking. But the party is cataloging. To sway opinion is not by emotion. It's not jumping up and just going to jack a person up and say, you're wrong, you're doing it. No, it's not by violence. It's by reasoning. That's how you win election. We win election on the issues, and the issues are about reasoning. Convincing the next person why this government should go out 2029. Laying out the issues. That's what they call swaying opinions. That is why the guy said, even though Weah had the options as sitting president, but he opted. Listen.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president.
Did you hear him? While he arguably had options as sitting president, while he arguably had options, in essence, he's saying, Weah could say, as sitting president with everything around him, everything available, that Unity Party did not win. And hold on, what you do, you made noise all over the place, it finished. The same international community will come and say, we invested this, we did that, for the sake of peace, Unity Party, you're leaving. Weah stays on. After his 2 term, he's off. But he said no. The people have spoken, just like the Ghanaian opposition said. Let the will of people prevail. Let democracy prevail. He said why he arguably had options as the sitting president.
Country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy.
So, honestly, in all fairness, listen, Weah can get back to power. Weah is the most popular person in Liberia. The current president is embarrassed by his presence. That's why he doesn't move around here and there, because just moving out, the entire country will come out to see him. It causes embarrassment. And then the next thing they will lie that, oh, Weah did this, Weah did it, because of Weah, all kinds of things. So you see, he comes into the country quietly. He's in the country like he's not here. He's following developments, giving 1 or 2 pieces of advice he can as per his experience. He focuses on the issues and not personality. So do like the Ghanaian and follow the pattern of Weah. Focus on the issues. Forget about saying, oh, we are there. I mean, how do you call him? Oh, man, he ate it, yeah. Oh, he get battery in his side. All that thing, that's not the issue. You only solidifying the man's status. Drop all of those things and focus. Too many errors are unfolding every second, every minute, all over the place, every day in this country that are so sufficient, weighty enough to make a case against this government to get it out, even before 2029. That's why I thought to use that Ghanaian experience together with Weah's concession speech. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's all the time, man. That's all the time we've got. Thank you ever so much for being with us. But what unfolded today is too bad for Liberia, man. A bad image of the country. Too shameful. Too bad. Police. The police. Shame. You have all kinds of things to say. We are police, CDC police. Oh, the police did this, the police doing that, the police beating the police open fire, the police released live bullet, CDC police released live bullet. Weah police killing people all over the place. So Abuaka police now. You see why God said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Now, they didn't want people to be critical of them to say anything, but they were critical of Weah government. They were very descriptive negatively. Now, they want praises to go to them. Nobody should say anything strong against them, but that is a lie. The government messed up. And the reports coming out soon, very soon. That thing they did today. Listen, if Buaka is serious, if Buaka hand is not in it, if Buaka did not support this thing, if Buaka did not give the approval, you will sack Gregory Coleman. You know what it means? It means that you protected the guys from the majority bloc and you left the guys from the minority bloc vulnerable. In essence, you're saying, even if you can kill them, you're killing. We're responsible. We're only protecting. And let me say this as I leave. Listen, that house with Richard Kuhn there, that house, forget about Richard Kuhn, but that house, with what happened today, that house will never, ever be in peace. The grudge that will be in the house, and it will give Buaka a hard time going forward. Assume that Fonati Kofa leaves. That puppet of a man called Speaker, that Mickey Moore, who can manage that flow. Every day 14 will be ordered and many things will not pass. Buaka will be going into elections. Many things will not pass over there. Go ask Ellen. He clever more than Ellen, as highly educated as Ellen is. 66 bills left unpassed at that place. There was no crisis, no confusion like this one. But 66, Ellen got uncomfortable. There were more about Buaka lawmakers, Buaka legislature, were fighting every day. Police going there beating lawmakers. Those guys, there'll be no reconciliation. The next thing that you'll see, and it's clear already, those guys will not speak to each other. Those guys will be careful of each other. Already, they are certain lawmakers can't get along with certain lawmakers. That's why they don't feel comfortable to go in any of the canteens or restaurant at that legislature and other places. They can only move with people they trust. Those guys going to have a hate for each other. Who is responsible for all of this, Buaka? That place can be peaceful on a Buaka. Many days, things will not work off over there for Buaka. And those government officials, listen, as I leave, if you normal, no disrespect to you, because what you are doing today is abnormality. If you are normal, tomorrow, you will write those people and say no. I know that tomorrow is going to be another one. Tomorrow, the police going there again. When you're deaf tomorrow, then we thank God. But it looks like the ministers themselves, the people who going to justify the various budgets, it's like they're enjoying the crisis too. But wait, God has a way of turning situation around. One day, we're not praying for evil. Something will spark up against the government. They will want sympathy. That's time everybody will start using the Fonati Kofa situation. I see the news is on at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock and face the issues with A.B. William. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. And then tomorrow morning at 7, Israel Weah is here with Let's Talk About It. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.